I kind of was, because we've seen them go Ness a few times in these brackets,
I
and
see.
yeah, so trying to experiment with a PK kid, and still does break out to Yoshi the majority of the time, but Ness and Lucas, some pretty reliable pocket players for Nikolai, as we are going over to Pokemon Stadium 2 for game number 1, trying to combat the R.O.B, and I'd say that, generally speaking, maybe the solid choice.
Yep. Now, the only person who really feels bad about this is RJ, because he put a Yoshi player on stream, but he's not getting Yoshi.
Press F for RJ.
The funniest part about this is that RJ doesn't even really play Yoshi that much anymore. I don't even think he considers himself a Yoshi player, but the RJ Yoshi meme is just too strong. Meanwhile, this is a matchup between two players who do obscene, borderline illegal amounts of damage up close. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, when you're talking about R.O.B, just in general, the boxing options that they have to go along with the fact that they are kind of at their heart a zoner, it's really no wonder why R.O.B is so good on Wi-Fi, considering how unreactable some of the stuff just generally seems to be. But also, you're talking about the PK kids, and that Nair is going to take the first stock off of LSOE. So Nikolai drawing first blood in these in the best of 3 clip by way of Ness.
I don't even know what song is playing right now, because all I've heard for the last like minute and a half has been Ness buttons and PK sound or PSI sound effects. And that is a testament to the high APM gameplay that Nikolai is bringing to the table right now. Already putting on 100 damage, or 100% of damage to LSOE's second stock. Okay, but a back air traded for a back air, eventually. And we are an even stock game, but the percent's still a different story. Now, is this, okay, that's a still back air for what it's worth. I don't know what it is worth, but for what it's worth, that's a still back air.
Well, however many percentage points it got, that's how.
There you go. We can quantify it. We have the technology, and Nikolai has the technology to take that second stock with a forward air.
Yeah, we can quantify that that forward air as well, and it's worth exactly 1 stock. So, gonna carry him up even more in the combo game of Nikolai. I mean, definitely likes characters where you press buttons and things happen. We can at least confirm that about Nikolai, the man from No Pause Tournaments. We're talking about their return, but really, when you're talking about No Pause Tournaments and their influence on these brackets on Wi-Fi, specifically Blue Striker, Nikolai, and Beast, they really haven't left. LSOE, however, might take exception to me saying that.
Yeah. And I just gotta say, like, it feels like I've gone back in time quite a bit, because like, I came up in Philly commentating R.O.B versus Ness sets, because that is like 70% of what Philly was in Smash 4. Yeah. And it feels good to be back, I gotta say. This is definitely my comfort zone. Different game, but the matchup stays the same.
Yeah, you're not wrong about that. And then you realize the nature of how this game operates, and it starts feeling less good after that, I will say. So
this ain't Blazing Pasta versus Redeemer Z, I'll tell you that much.
Oh, absolutely not. Oh, shout out to Redeemer Z, wherever you are. Gosh.
Snipe.
But wow. The recovery with the down air stomps out any hope of a comeback, and LSOE. That is how you go up 1-0 with authority.
Yeah, that was a statement comeback. I mean, considering the how that, like, they had time to make that comeback, because here, like, if you, like, given the choice, like, you would much rather be in a 2-stock to 2-stock situation where you're down 100% versus a 1-stock to 1-stock situation where you're down 100%. Because, like, you have more, like, you still have more stuff to play with. You have more game to play with if you have more stocks. But that was still, like, we can't discount how much of a lead Nikolai had, and how much LSOE was able to come back from that.
Yeah, but if you're Nikolai, are you rethinking your strategy here, or is it a matter of execution? Because
Oh wow, that was a fast character change. I didn't even see Nikolai leave the arena.
Yeah, so that answers my question.
Yeah.
So...
I mean, that was my unspoken question as well. Like, are we going to see the Yoshi? I do love the color coordination between these two players. Just got to mention that. Always got to point it out when it's on point. I'll say Nikolai more than the LSOE, but, you know, work in progress. But running it back on PS2, that conceivably benefits Yoshi because you mentioned the ceiling. Yoshi had with that frame 6 up air that combos and kills. But R.O.B with an up air that you have to worry about as well, maybe even more so.
Yeah, but now is we're going off here, and so is this Yoshi, if we're being completely honest. The damage that's being accumulated. LSOE doing a decent job of not getting in the throes of Yoshi's offense all that much, because this is a button the character. They have some really good options in the air, and if you get tagged up enough, certainly if you find yourself above Yoshi, do everything that you possibly can to get out.
Okay, Yoshi with gyro, not making much of it. Okay, that back air into an up smash. Oh!
The shield break in the middle of the stage, and let it fly, Nikolai. That's going to be number 1 for the Yoshi.
Wow. Okay, and like that was right after. Like I love the decision making from Nikolai, because that was right after they got the egg lay, and really which was really that was a lot of damage, and you're basically your opponent is mashing. Your opponent is mashing to get out of that egg, and it basically creates a bit of a panic and a bit of a scramble situation for Nikolai. And then when they force into the shield, just run up down B. If you think they're gonna do that, you have the initiative in that situation if you know what they're going to do before they do.
And the eggs now trying to establish a little bit of distance between themselves and LSOE, both physically and on the scoreboard. Going to run straight into him, practically pushing him back before they push the Z button to grab. I'm kind of wondering about the thoughts that are going on in Nikolai's head. Although many would argue, Clan Matt, this is the no thoughts head empty character.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything about that. This is an but okay. Even
this is a Kevorkian stream, for being honest.
Yeah, you know what? That's right. Let's get some Mario 64. All right. Anyway.
Yeah, real talk, man. Let's talk about speedrunning.
What I do want to talk about is the early percent combo that Nikolai hit a little while ago, because that was they got a forward air, but they didn't get the spike, or they didn't get the meteor interaction because LSOE was at such a low percent, and they were able to get more of a conversion off of that because they didn't get the spike interaction. And the fact that they were able to recognize that and adjust to that so quickly was very, very impressive.
So my question is, how many times is LSOE going to let themselves get caught by Yoshi's down? Because literally ran into 2 of them, and the second one taking the second stock, of course, off of LSOE. And now back air proving its worth. That thing comes out so quickly, has a deceptive amount of range for being such a stubby tail. But yeah, Nikolai not even afraid right now of the top, and the spiking hitbox on the fair. Nikolai finishes off the second game with quite a bit of style.
Yo, I gotta be honest, I wasn't even sure what move that was when the kill screen came up. I wasn't. Is that up air? Is that neutral? What? The hitboxes on that move are a lot. The hitboxes on Yoshi forward air are a lot. Is all I can say about that.
Is one way of putting it. I will certainly give you that.
Yeah.
But now we're continuing on, going into game number 3. The buttons that Yoshi has in the air, it's hard to contest, and you would think that R.O.B would be able to do it, but so many of R.O.B's buttons, at least when it comes to aerial combat, they're so deliberate. They have range, but they require a lot of startup, and I'm wondering exactly what do you use for your get off me option. I feel like you have to lean on Nair just a little bit, but even then, that doesn't necessarily stop Yoshi's advance. It just kind of hinders it a little bit in terms of timing.
Yeah. And now, I mean, I don't think we're going to get a character. I don't think we're going to get any sort of character switch from LSOE. I'm not even sure what you would do in terms of stage choice here. I think we're gonna have to. I think we're maybe gonna have to sit back and see what is brought to the table here.
The only thing that we can do is speculate until right about now, where the answer comes before us.
This is the point where I really wish that they show the stage on this screen, like right
there.
Just give us like 7 seconds but it is gonna be FD.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, it's FD, and yeah, I gotta say,
nowhere to hide.
Yeah, and really, it makes it that much harder for LSOE to land. So if you get caught and popped up, you're in a world of trouble. Yoshi's up air is going to feature prominently, as it already has in the opening proceedings of this match.
Yeah, I feel like it could go both ways. Oh, okay. Nikolai wants to talk right now.
I mean, I'm sure it can, but right now it's pretty.
Yeah. I mean, they've been making magic happen with the up air and with the down B. Like, I don't even know. Like, I don't even know what we're gonna get. Okay, down B out of pressure. That was kind of like almost like a stall in the air. And then using the little projectiles that come up on the ground. Okay, sure, just run up and do it. All right, yeah, yep.
I mean, that's been Nikolai's like penchant throughout this whole match, is just run up and do it, not really respecting LSOE much at all. Nikolai feels maybe they don't have a whole lot of a reason to.
He just sees the R.O.B. He's like, he's just a machine. He doesn't know about these unpredictable strategies. He can't game plan for this. But I gotta say, like, one of my favorite things across multiple Smash games is watching people get paper cuts trying to pick up the gyro. When it's on the ground between stocks, and they're just like, okay, got it.
See, I'm not sure if I would call that my favorite part, but
I said one of. The qualifier's there.
Man, your definition of enjoyment is far different from mine. That's all I can say. But either way, spiked onto the stage, not finding the spiky hitbox, almost gets the shield break, but just barely avoiding that, and a down smash instead for Nikolai. It is repaid, however, quite quickly. Nikolai not even facing his opposition there at the start of this flat stock, potentially.
All right, several things that like I need a CSI investigation on in the last like 30 seconds. Number one, Yoshi down B on shield. Okay, I'm not even gonna get it. Oh
my gosh.
Nikolai, please. Can we just get like? Can I get a lag spike real quick so I can just like talk about this? What the fuck? What are you doing?
You're asking for that, and there's a R.O.B on screen.
I'm losing my mind right now.
I think we all are, Clam Hat. Don't worry about it.
How are either of these players holding composure? How, like?
Yeah, the catches the roll in now.
Oh,
with stock and pace. We saw that closeout stocks before. The back air comes out and gets R.O.B into disadvantage. Nikolai will be looking to close it out here. And then there! You don't tech that! Don't say you're from Pennsylvania, says Nikolai as he takes it 2-1.